boy.
Boy. Testing, you know? Just testing. Hold on. Testing. Hold on.
Mm.
Testing. All right, so we're inside. All right, so first and foremost, I want to give our praises to
Praises
Yahweh, Bahasham,
Yahweh,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Jehovah,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
Bahasham,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Rakakadash.
Dash,
We say double honors to the apostles and elders of great most well. And
come,
salutations to all the consider pushing we don't treat and say in and the out. You know, considering season and season, we say Shalom.
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 Since we're going into some scriptures here, you know, through the spirit. So as I say, you know, various topics. We touch on basically prophecies, right? You know, and one of the things I was watching, right? One of the things I was watching was this chip. I was watching it's a cartoon on Netflix, you know, that they was promoting the chip. You know, they had the people coming in to take the tag on their hand, right? And then from there they could go ahead and they could buy stuff, they could get stuff to eat, they could sell, you know, all these things. And that's to show you that is heavy prophecy. You know, they already have their agenda set forth to put out. And we know all of these things is still what the Lord's will, right? All of these things are being set forth out is the Lord's will. These prophecies, hey, the time that we win, we are the end. You know, we were talking about it. We know streets here, we are the end. And in the end, you'll be seeing all the things that the Lord was set to be revealed. All the things that in Revelation it's saying is what being revealed. All the things is being revealed. You know, the wicked is also being what? Revealed. Right? Um, before I think about scripture here I want to bring out, right? Scripture I want to bring out. Hold on. All right, so this is Micah 2, verse 1. It say woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And the scripture said what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? So we know, yeah. So we know that the things that they would do, right? The things that they would do is wickedness. So you say, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, and that is what they're doing. Hey, while Jake Lyman, the dancing, they're doing all these things, you know, giving onto us as such, giving itself onto basically a lot of bullshit. The wicked, they upon, hey, what I'm thinking about is how they're going and put these people into a trap. What is the next thing they're going to bring upon these people? You know, that they say, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, so they pay it out. You understand? Because just as I say, the cartoon, right? The cartoon, they're showing you what they're going to do. And hey, they put little clippings, little pieces of it in music videos, in the movies, you know, all these things. They give you little stuff because, as I say here, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Again, going back to the Job 9, the earth is given the hands of the wicked, right? So they have the power to do that. They have the power to do that, to bring these things. Hey, I wake up this morning and the first thing to see when I wake up, when I click this, go on the internet, is a big gay pride in Brooklyn. And the pride followed Jakes. It followed Jakes, you know, it come back with them. Thousands of people outside there. Right? You see how they make SpongeBob. You see how they make SpongeBob. They come out and they finally say that SpongeBob is what? Gay. You understand? And they want it to, they want They want you and your children to accept that. And matter of fact, they want their children to grow up, watching it, agreeing with it, going with it. You know, that what they say. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They could do that. They could do that. And hey, when this place fall, it's gonna be a glorious thing. You understand? A glorious, glorious thing. Right?
If I can say after that, also go back to mental programming. Because you
Yeah.
see like the whole thing with SpongeBob. You understand the programming trying to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah. You understand? That a whole, as I say, that mental programming. You see, if they show it from young, you would do what? You would agree with it because you grow up watching,
Back,
following,
call
you
it,
know.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again a little feedback from one other side. But as I say, they have you watching and that's the thing. It's just like when we was growing up. Remember, we parents was taught something and they instill that teaching into you. They instill that teaching into you, so you grow up thinking that this is how it is. This is what you're supposed to expect. This is what you're supposed to be following because your parents teach you this. You understand? Your parents, hey, like for instance, like for the image of the Lord. Growing up, our parents was taught that he was white and so forth, and they teach us the same thing. But the more the truth was awakened to us, and we get to know the truth. So it's just like you say, it's a mental programming. It's the same way that here going on. They want everyone to accept what it is they're doing. So a parent now, and the thing about it is this: the past laws, right? The past all sort of stuff, so that a parent can't can't tell the child what it is to do, what it is to believe in anymore.
And
You understand? And I want precept here before I bring anything. This is Isaiah 10, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." So woe to them. Because the things that they write is unrighteousness. The things that they do and the things that they prescribe unto us is wickedness. Just imagine you as a father, you as a mother, you can even correct a child. You can't hit them, you can't do this, you can't train them. In scripture say train a child up in a way. You understand? And you can even do that. Because you know what? If it this is that and that is just to show you how they will watch everything that we do as like hatred. Because
can
because hey, the scripture say what? A man supposed to be towards a woman, not a man unto man. So you train a child in that way will be considered what? Hatred. You'll be considered what? An
terrorist.
enemy to them. And yeah, terrorism, you're not going according to them. So that is just to show you how heavily this wickedness is. That heavy wickedness. You understand? So it say, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment."
Can
Right? It say, "And to take away the right from the poor of many people. The widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless."
and that's all
Right?
they do.
And that is all they do. Understand? So go ahead. Go ahead.
What precept? So there's Habakkuk 2, I'll start from 4. Well, yeah, mega right?
Yeah.
It said, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not right in him." You understand? And that refers to the wicked of this world. And even 2/3 of all people that actually follow after them. You understand? It said it's the soul in them, it's not right. They say, "But the just shall live by faith." Right? Verse 5, it say, "Yea, also because he trespassed by wine." You understand? And that go back to what the wine of fornication, all the different philosophies and the wickedness that Babylon does teach.
Mhm.
Right? They say he is a proud man, and America is known as what? The land of the proud and the so-called free. Neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. And just like what the brother was reading just now about like robbing the fatherless and the widow. You understand? Right. His borders as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gather it unto him all nations and heap it unto him all people. You understand? That is showing the kind of even the scriptures give a depiction of how wicked it is. And greedy men. And it said the soul in them, the soul that is in them is not upright. Now you'll see, even though Esau had access to all the wisdom of the scriptures, in terms that they have the Bible, they had the history, they will still always choose the opposite to do. Why? Because that is what in them, to just be wicked. They just go and research the pork bad, just so they could use pork to put on your brush, so you can brush your hair with it.
Yeah, just imagine that. It have all sort of bristles, right? All sort of different things you could use to put in a comb, to put in a brush. But they would put pork. They would put pork here. They would put pork follicles in a brush. And don't talk for the makeup. The makeup itself is made by pork. They put the fattening in it. Then this is show how wicked it is. You know, that's wicked anti-vicious spirit. You know. No anti-vicious was forced in the pork and so forth. That is what they're doing, you know.
And I mean, a psychological way in modern times, because when you say they're crafty, they're like a serpent. And I was just thinking about that just last night. You see, all the things that Jake being forced to do now, it was the same back in slavery times, but this time it's more subtle. You understand? It's in a more subtle version. So they're making you do it, and you don't even realize that they're disguising it and then trying to make you believe it's something good.
And not only that, because everybody's perfect slave now, after all that training. Perfect slave. Anything you put them, they will take. Which is why when the vaccine come and the chip come, it will be easy for them to take. Easy.
Your children can't live without that. They had to take the vaccine to live. So all these years, people living without vaccine, it was by a miracle. You have any scripture or bring up one? Which one?
Now you guys bring one if you want. Now.
All right. So today's Psalms 50. Psalms 50 verse. Psalms 50, I'll start from 16, right?
Yeah.
It say, but unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenants in thy mouth? Right? Because Esau like to swear on the Bible, they like to call themselves a God-fearing country. You understand? Even the so-called Ashkenazi Jews, which is not our people, they just try to make it look like they are the holy people, and they can't even pretend that properly. Let us show how wicked it is. They can't even pretend that part off properly, because they still do it wickedness even in the land today.
That's right.
Verse 17, it says, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. It says, when thou sawest a thief, when thou consentest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers. It said, thou gavest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue framed deceit. And that's all they just do. All these devils just do is lie. All they just do. When it comes to politics, when it comes to making treaties, everything, all they do. Even remember the video with the Edomite who went with the bow and arrow?
Yeah. And
after he went on the news,
he say, I didn't say all lives matter. They yeah, man. Two black guys run up on me, and they just cuff me down for nothing. That time he pulled out bow and arrow on the people, and he tell about the group that beat him was white.
God.
It was he own beat him, you know. So we coming with, and that just to show you how you can't trust the scripture. Trust not your enemy. As iron rusted, so shall the wickedness. So at the end of the day,
Yeah, I have
how could they trust the enemy? You
a
understand?
precept here.
God.
This is Psalm 55:21. The words of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords.
God.
So
Go ahead, break it on.
yeah, well, basically, if you talk about Esau here, if you look through the history, way back when, as it's saying here in verse 21, the words were of his mouth was smoother than butter. He always um have sweet things or good things to say, or a lot of promises that they will give, right? And that always turn against whoever it is that they actually do, because if they really couldn't fight or get or conquer certain people, they'll find a way to like so-called make friends with them or that kind of thing, and then find a way to stab them in the back and stuff. As you
That's
see, typical example is in Greece, you know, when they couldn't destroy them, they had to make friends with them, get them drunk, and then
yeah, and that is just what it is. That is what it is. A traitor, a snake. That is the thing a snake would do. That is why when the
God.
scriptures mention, that is when the scriptures mention a serpent. You know, that great serpent, that old serpent, and these things is because that is just showing you who the kind of people it is. Deceitful, you know, that kind of
yeah, yeah.
deceitfulness, you know. Hey, don't get tired. The scripture say the wise who being like that snake, the wise, they sit wait, you know, like a snake now would wait a whole month in one spot to catch a prey unaware. It's the same way, the same thing they do. If they know they can't beat it by one way, hey yo, they'll find a method that to destroy you. You
God.
understand?
Yeah,
And as you say,
I mean, yeah, if I start back from Cain, when the Mosai comes to him, he talking to the Mosai and he say he don't know, am I my brother's keeper? You know, and it starts from there and it comes straight back. I mean, it's not some examples because John, but it shows you that he even lied to the Mosai in his face. So, if he could do that to him, who's us?
that's true. That's true. That's again, that's the next big thing too because it's something Esau is teach, right, and they just have pushing out is that hey, whatever happened in history is history, that wouldn't happen now, you know. And they catch so much of people with that kind of mentality that had them believing
God.
that hey, history will never repeat itself, but it does. History does repeat itself. You understand? That is
God.
just a cycle of everything. That is just a cycle of this whole world. Everything's repeat. But they like to tell people and tell them, yo, slavery was just in the past, you know. We have no control over we is now, you know. We wasn't back then, you know. But at the end of the day, ask them if they want the blacks to come on a high authority. They would, you know, they would tell them no. It have a perfect video. It have an old woman, by a old um
I see it.
white people,
I see the video.
and she does take white people and ask them questions and, you know, cut them now by if they would love to be in this if they would love to be in this way, if they would love to be in that way. And majority of the times the Edomites that she has be asking, they're not going to answer the question because they know what is really going on. To you, who being on a who just don't want, who just foolish, unaware, or however to put it, you would just believe wait is they come and tell you, yeah, there is a past, everything changed. That was before fathers and them was wicked and thing, but they themselves wicked. It's a careful distinction when the Lord tell you about your enemies. You know, it's a careful distinction about that. But Jake just feel it be Jake have to be merciful to everybody else except themselves.
God.
That is where the curses come in. You know, catch us this they catch us Esau at all. Understand? Because what just right? With all the protesting going on, when they killed this fella, George Floyd, right? Within weeks' time, the police and them kill another man. Yesterday, they kill another man. They kill another G, you know, wrongfully again. So they're doing it because they have their plans. They have their agenda to fulfill. You all are
God.
just like, hey, what Jake is to Esau is like lab rats. You understand? It's the experiment. That's what they're doing. So they have the complete agenda to fulfill. Um, Guaran thing Lamar Colomere.
All right. What you like me? All right. I'll go back in the Psalms. Right. Today, Psalms 50. I'll start back from verse 20, right? Psalms 50, verse 20. Say, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. You understand? That's something that Esau does do also. Even the scriptures showing you the characteristics of Esau. You understand? Verse 21 is say, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself. Because the Lord allowed us to go through these things for many years. You understand? And nothing was really done about it. All these things the Lord allowed them to do for years upon years, since even before the time of the Willie Lynch, which was in 17 something. You understand? The Lord allowed them to do these things, and nothing was being really done about it until now. But now the Lord actually starting to bring recompense onto them. You're starting to see Esau receiving a lot of judgment. You're seeing America receiving a lot of judgment for the things that are going on right now. You understand? Things actually starting to take effect. Right. They say, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will remove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. And that is something I've been waiting on. As the scriptures say it's a glory to actually see the downfall of your enemies, just paraphrasing. And that is something I've been waiting on. We want to see America destroyed. We want to see Esau and all the other nations that afflicted us for many years actually pay for what it is to do. And we also want to see 2/3 of our people who didn't want to follow the things of the Lord. You understand? We want to see them answer for what it is they do to us also. Because just like I just say it wasn't all of Israel that was bad that used to get kicked out of it. It's because the majority that was bad. The good ones used to feel it. You understand? Like Peter paying for Paul.
The next thing too is that remember, plenty of them that know to do good, they wasn't telling the rest the correct thing. Just like today, they believe that making a man do his due is something good. I'm gonna show you how wicked Jake is, right? On a whole, right? Jake will watch this man do wickedness. Know he doing wickedness. And after he do the wickedness, come and tell him by a small thing, you know. Sometimes you gotta go through that.
Because that's the same thing.
Yeah. Instead of telling him straight on the spot, yo, that total bullshit, that madness you're doing. And that is what that is state we in. Hey, the scripture say what the revolt and go on. You know? Jake, hey, just go and watch what's going on right now in Brooklyn. And you will see Jake. Tell me if Jake in the right mind, if Jake in the right mindset. You understand? If Jake correct, that is why the scripture say what 2/3 of them matter what be destroyed.
You
understand?
I have a scripture for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Isaiah 19 verse 14. It said the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It say as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And we know that is what going on in Egypt right now, this modern day Egypt, which is what? Babylon. Mystery Babylon, America. You understand? You're seeing all these uproars happening, you're seeing all this chaos happening, you're seeing people in a state of confusion. We know that there is things that the Lord bringing upon them, upon the heathens, upon Esau, and upon the 2/3. You understand? Because the time coming that judgment coming upon the earth.
That's right. And the judgment
That go escape.
It have no word, it have no escape. The Lord say, plead with all flesh. Hey, no matter what the scriptures say by they dig into hell, they're still going to be found.
Can.
They go up in the stars, they're still going to be found. So no matter where he is, the Lord is going to plead with all flesh. That's why we say for the them that listen when I hear is to repent, cease from the wickedness that you're doing and turn back to the Lord. You understand?
You could see the time of judgment coming, and everybody want to answer for shit that they do or
That's right.
do it.
About scripture here. This is Jeremiah 5, outside from verse 20. It said, declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea, a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. You understand? So you see here now, this for foolish people. So the Lord telling here, there's no foolish people, right? And without understanding, which have eyes and see not, because at the end of the day, they've seen all these things happening, but they would not change. All these things taking place, and they rather believe in the Simpsons, rather believe in Family Guy and all this sort of madness than believe in the word. Yeah. That is to show you how foolish it is. Oh, so cool. The Simpsons prophecy thing, the president. Come on. These were written 2,000 years and back more. So we rather believe in something that only come out 20 years ago, or than the true words.
I don't like I say that is show you that the spirit bear witness. That itself does show you how much JK the scriptures. There's always look for some alternative reason or some alternative means to even look for right and wrong, other than just looking for the scriptures.
That's right.
That's a sign of hate. I just show you how much they hate the Lord. Like say if the scriptures say something and somebody in the world come and say that same thing, they will glorify that person instead of glorifying the scriptures or glorifying
the Lord.
Anyway, that was scripture.
Yeah, I'm not going to just say, right? It's a here there's no foolish people and without understanding, which have ears and see not. I mean, which have eyes and see not, and which have ears and hear not. Because, these words, be blasting them. They've seen it on YouTube, they've seen it all over. They hear it on the streets and so forth, which have ears and they hear not. Yo, turn back, cease. Things going to get worse. It says, for ye, fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea, by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. But this people had a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. They revolt and gone. So it's only one thing else that would happen to them, which is what? Judgment, destruction. That is where the Lord gone. Hey, that is what the Lord say. How the Lord say he gonna plead with flesh? How the Lord say he gonna plead with all flesh? By fire. Let's not before anything let's bring all that. Right? Because at the end of the day, if you're not taking the rebuke by words, you're going to get a rebuke by fire. Right? Let's say Isaiah 66 verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, right? To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So the rebuke by word, it soon go. The rebuke all going to get soon is by fire. To be all going to be burnt up. Right? It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be what? Many. So if you don't want to take the rebuke by the word, hey, Judgment soon happen, right?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Let's go. If you can't hear,
Yeah,
you
you go feel.
feel.
And if I
Well,
could say that all flesh it not pertaining to the elect. Because say the elect would escape these things.
that's
You
right.
understand? And that is what they're working towards. They're
That's
working
right.
towards let's say that in that is in First Corinthians I think it's 9, no 7. Just sure I'm find it here. Yeah, First Corinthians 11, I'll start from 31. Right? It say for if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged. And that is what the men of the Lord trying to do now. They're trying to judge themselves. They're trying to keep on track. Do the things that the Lord instruct them to do, according to how the Lord instruct them to do it. Because our next stumbling block to Jake. Jake like to serve the Lord how they want. You understand? But the Lord give instructions on how you're supposed to do these things, how to go
And
about it.
there's a perfect example, as I say. He give instructions. They themselves just say, and they themselves just say the Bible as well, a book of instructions. You know, that is what they say. You
And the
understand?
scriptures say what? The hate instruction.
And that is the thing. That is a heavy thing too. That's a nice video to do. The hate instructions, because they say the Bible is the book of instructions. This is what you have to follow, but they themselves aren't following it. They themselves not taking instructions. As they say, they want to follow, they want to do, they want to follow and do what they want to do, not how you're
God,
supposed to do it, not how you're supposed to need to do it. You know?
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 32 is say, right? First Corinthians 11, verse 32 is say, but when we are judged, right? Because the chastisement we has received on a regular basis, right? It said we are chastened of the Lord that we should not be condemned with the world. And that is the elect. You understand? They just get a chastisement now, and the Lord just keep them in track now, so that when that time of destruction come, they will escape that. You understand? So the one that the Lord going and plead with all flesh is the 2/3 of Israel and some of the heathens who are to be destroyed.
That's right. And he gonna plead heavy with Esau. You know? And that's our hey. If you're still going to church, right? And you're just going to church, you hear pastor sing and babble, then
And sing
you ain't really
psalms.
making no sense. You ain't making no sense. You know? I was watching that video, I think it's Apostle Taha, the dude with the elder from I think it's Carolina, where it had a preacher was on the streets with a microphone, and he went up to the teacher asking him, well, where Bible? You know? And started the etymology of few scriptures, and he said the word is in him. The word is in him. And when the elder started bring out the scriptures to him, he run. You know, he run.
You
And that
make
is the
it
kind of
clear to
thing
know.
man pursue it. And that is also show that is the kind of teachers that these people like. And again, I always say the scripture say the blind shall lead the blind. It must have the people that considered blind who would be considered blind, you know?
And blind leader.
Yeah. So these scriptures have to play out, you know? Go ahead. We go bring a few
Now,
more scriptures back and we go close off.
all right.
Salakia.
Yes.
That's small thing.
Yeah.
I said there's Jeremiah 11 verse 8, right? Jeremiah 11 verse 8. I'll read from verse 7, right? Jeremiah 11 verse 7. They say, for I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even unto this day, raising early and protesting, saying, obey my voice. Because that what the Lord, people as even think that you don't even have to obey the Lord, but it has so many scriptures that actually cut that nonsense. You understand? It has scriptures in Jeremiah, it has scriptures in Samuel, all over the Bible, telling you that you're supposed to obey the voice of the Lord. It's not because you're under grace now that means you're exempted from that. Right? It say verse 8, it say, yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. And that is today, you see, and that even happened today. And it was prophesied. They say what? They'll be eating and drinking, marrying and giving unto marriage. They don't give a crap. They just have any time of their life. Doing whatever pleasing to them.
A perfect example of that, giving into marriage and so forth, right? Was with in all this coronavirus and stuff, right? It had people that find a way to get married within all of that.
Good.
Within all that coronavirus, all this other stuff. They find a way to get married. Within all these yo, I do a video, I think it's some days ago or a week ago, with that people going and get baptized by which part George Floyd was killed. Right? People going to get baptized which part George Floyd was killed. Like, really?
In their eyes, thy righteousness.
Folly. Heavy folly. Don't get charged. Plenty of them know it's folly. But they wouldn't say it. You know? Plenty of them know it's folly. They just wouldn't come out and say, yo, that madness. But they know.
They just like the image they're looking for.
That's the thing. They want our fame. You understand? They want them likes on a picture. They want them little, retweets.
Them
yeah.
Views.
Yeah.
That's the end thing now. Whatever is the end thing, that is it.
That's right.
You know, every time something new pattern come out, if the bell buttons come out, skinny jeans come out, if they want to be in it and everything that's fast.
Shaving half your head.
So don't worry. Yeah. So when it comes, they go be in it too. That's a new fad for them. So I'm sorry for them, but let them take anything that fast now.
Done.
It say about walk everyone in the imagination of their evil heart. It said, therefore, I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. You understand? So they want to suffer the after effects of all the negatives of the scriptures. You understand? The scriptures say what? Those that are joined onto them shall be trust true.
That's right.
If they want to join Esau in the wickedness, they want to also join Esau in the penalty.
That's right. So, if we're any precept to bring out, or they can bring it out and we'll close off.
Yeah, I want in Exodus 32:9, and the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, a stiff-necked people. And them Jakes and them, nobody more stiff-necked than them. Because a lot of people seeing prophecies rolling out, and you hear them talking about it, or you're hearing people talking about this is the end. And what they're starting to do, as COVID lift, they start first part. Which part they're going online, where the drinks is. Who else stiff-necked? They're not going to try and see about their salvation.
Out of any woman you could deal with, the so-called nigger woman is the worst. It's the most hard.
That's the jargon.
Yeah, the most hard. The most.
That's the jargon there. And listen, not only they're hard, you know. Wherever they go, wherever death penalty they send themselves to, they try and drag as much as they can. So if you associate with her, she can pull you down and your friend and this one and is dead.
That's right.
But we don't have to care about that. All we have to do is what the scriptures say, whether they hear or whether they forbid. I'm not bringing that out. Say they Ezekiel 2, I'll start from verse 3, right? Ezekiel 2 verse 3. I send thee to the children of Israel, a It said to a rebellious nation that had rebelled against me. It said they and their fathers have has transgressed against me even unto this very day. And he was being Ezekiel being told that even back then and even up to now it didn't change. Right? It says for they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. It says I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord power. And that is what we just do now, whether they listen or whether they listen. Verse 5, it says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. And that is the part here. When shit started to break out, and everybody like headless chickens running around, with the men and them like, the men was telling me this for 3.5. I don't know.
It could be too late.
I don't want nobody to ask me nothing. But tongue go and keep it. Go and keep to the top of my mouth.
Can. So, or anything else think of this?
No, that is not an answer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's it.
So most likely we might be back here a little later for as well, you know, or is there anything tomorrow for as well to try next topic. And you know, as at the end of the day, you know, as we say, it's at another video prophecies play, you know. So we need, as scripture say, hearken, take heed. So you know, just keep on doing that. Keep on holding the faith. So with that we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Bakar We say that when I say apostles and elders of great most rule well, our teachers or apostles in the truth, we say salutations, so I can say push on truth and say the day and the out. You know, constantly in season and season, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.